How's it going, everybody? I'm Digit, and this is the Streetcast. Welcome welcome all, but more than anything, welcome back. Streetcast Podcast. I'm Digit, and today we have our guest, Luke. Luke, welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Thanks, Hunter. I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. Well, we grind on Verdansk, do we not?
Yeah, we grind on Verdansk a lot. I might grind on there a little more than you do.
Yeah, no, I've got 5 wins? Maybe a few more?
I think you have 20.
20, okay, 20 wins, and you've got 50?
55.
We got number 50. You've gotten 5 more since you...
Yeah, 5 more.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty sweaty on there, I'll tell you, Hunter, because looked up the stats, and 55 wins puts me in, I think, the top 1% of players for dubs.
No, that's bullshit.
Kid you not. You got to go check it out on COD.
55%? Well, how many percent of the players don't have a win?
Top 1% of players.
Top 1%.
Over 50, yeah.
Does 60% of players not even have a win or something?
I think a lot of people probably have one, and then they stop playing it because...
that's the point of Warzone, is to get the one.
How terrible it is and how you have to sweat your nuts off every match.
Mm-hmm. Or just throw 10 matches and...
Yeah, throw 10 matches and then get it. But, yeah.
Yeah, and then Cold War. We actually played 1 or 2. Cold War came out today?
To be honest, I don't know. I saw one of my friends was on it and was like, that's out now? I should go check that out.
I think it came out yesterday. So Cold War, Black Ops Cold War came out yesterday, and it's kind of a big deal in the Call of Duty because Modern Warfare was huge when it came out. Was absolutely huge. Warzone was huge. Warzone completely changed Battle Royale. It's completely revitalized Call of Duty. And now Cold War is out, and the initial impressions are not great for a lot of reviewers. You've played more than I have. I've played 3 games. What are your impressions on Cold War?
Yeah, so I should probably preface by saying, I'll give Treyarch some props because, to be fair, Activision scrapped Sledgehammer halfway through the development cycle and said, hey, Treyarch, you're up. And
is that for Cold War?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It was supposed to be Sledgehammer developing it, and then they scrapped them and said, Treyarch, you're up, man. Let's go. Get your pants on. And so I'm kind of a big Treyarch fan.
Yeah.
I'd say I find Infinity Ward games more fun overall, but I do appreciate how much effort Treyarch puts into balancing their games.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot more balanced, in my opinion. You don't get noob-tubed, and I don't know, the kill streaks aren't wrecking you in your spawn 24/7. Initial impressions, though, it's growing on me. Initially, the first game, I was like, this is absolute garbage. The TTK is way too long. The graphics look horrible, obviously.
You think the time to kill is too long?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we will have to get into that.
Yeah. But you said time to kill graphics.
Graphics don't look very good, in my opinion. It feels like I'm almost playing at 30 FPS, too, and I'm on PlayStation 4, used to 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed, but I've had some good games now, and I've gotten the chance to rank up some of my weapons. Feels a little better now.
Yeah, I will say that every COD for me feels really weird in the beginning because you don't have any of your classes. You can't customize a class. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
So playing with the default guns is pretty shitty. Always.
It's very shitty.
Yeah.
That's another thing is it also takes a very long time to rank up your guns. I must have played with the M4 for, 2 hours today, and I'm only at level 12. I have 5 attachments unlocked for it.
Yeah, that makes me question how they're doing it. Of course, my theory when you first told me that, when we were playing, is that they did that purposefully because of zombies. Because you can rank up your weapons through zombies now.
I don't know, because who knows how quick you rank up guns in zombies. You know? We'll have to test that, but I think it could also be one of Activision's marketing schemes here, and they want you to go buy Doritos and Mountain Dew. Who knows?
You get your double XP.
Yeah, exactly. So good thing I already eat and drink that. So
in a blender, right?
Yeah,
in a blender.
Joke's on Activision.
Yeah. No, so initial impressions for me, I like the time to kill. I do. I like a little extra time to kill. I like one thing. The graphics that you talked about. The look is cool, but I cannot. Enemy players are harder to see.
Yeah.
There's no. It's like the same colors, the same texture. at least in Call of Duty, they were more blacked out of a silhouette running around in a uniform.
Right.
Yeah, whereas now they're kind of in clothing and
They all look pretty pastel.
they look pastel. Yeah, they look like the background that they're running around in. So spotting people is a lot tougher in Cold War.
Yeah, that was definitely a big reversion on this because let's be honest, Modern Warfare, I don't really like the look of COD games that much, but
Yeah.
Modern Warfare's got a very refined look.
Yeah.
The particle effects, the lighting.
Oh, the particle effects, definitely.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. So they definitely regressed a little bit on this title with the graphics, but Treyarch's always had worse graphics, and they've always gone for kind of a cartoony look.
More gameplay focused than look focused, I'd
Which
say.
I don't mind. You mentioned the time to kill again.
Yeah.
So I like longer time to kill too.
Yeah.
Because that kind of gets some movement in there.
Yeah, it's a little
requires
more,
a little more skill,
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in Modern Warfare, and the devs specifically said they did a lower time to kill so that noobs could, maybe
Get a kill.
accidentally land one or two shots on somebody
Right.
and then kill them. And
that is true. Modern Warfare was designed for noobs.
Yes, it was. So I always thought Modern Warfare was too fast. This one feels a little too long to me because I go up and I have a 40-round mag in my M4 and I can maybe scrap 2 enemies.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to chain together like a big multi-kill,
Yeah.
So I wish they would maybe reduce it down like 10, 15%.
Okay.
And I think that would still be quite a bit longer than Modern Warfare's time to kill.
You know what is also crazy about the time to kill? You can see health bars now.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
That's never happened on a Call of Duty.
I think that's wrong, actually. I think they had that on Black Ops 4. It was.
Oh, you're right. They did.
Yeah, they had like 3 little
They
bars
did.
or
Yeah, they
something
had the
like
little. But is that the one where you were jumping around on jetpacks and shit? And wall running?
that. I don't know because I didn't play probably, I don't know, how many titles did I miss? I think Modern Warfare was the first title I had played in 3 or 4 years.
Okay. I stopped at Black Ops 4. I think that was my last title.
I think I stopped at Black Ops 2.
Oh, you were way back then.
Yeah, or no, I bought Advanced Warfare and was like, what is this garbage? And stopped playing that.
Okay.
The same thing happened with Ghost too. I absolutely despised it.
Oh, I hate it. I bought Ghost and never picked it up.
Yeah.
Like, just because I played one game and I was like, what in the hell is this game? No, I hated Ghost. But let's talk about Cold War, just because we have fresh eyes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is movement. Movement in Cold War is totally different from Modern Warfare. If you've played Modern Warfare or even Warzone, you know that if you pick up a pistol versus an LMG, you move faster or slower depending on the weight of the weapon, right? That is gone in Cold War. No matter what weapon you have the same movement speed, same maneuverability. And if you hear us cracking drinks, we've got some ranch water, some hard seltzers, folks.
Drink of the week is a thing now.
Drink of the week. There you go. But no, you've always had different movement in Modern Warfare based on the gun you have.
Right.
Do you remember playing Black Ops 2 and having shotguns and just shotguns were a meta? Mm-hmm. I think that's coming back. That's coming back. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I do like that they scrapped that thing, the Modern Warfare movement penalties, because it didn't really feel like I wanted to use any of the guns. Except
No, you didn't want to slow down.
Yeah, the ARs, SMGs, and snipers, if I had to use the snipers. I didn't want to mess with the LMGs because you're too slow with them.
Yeah, and the pistols sucked in Modern Warfare.
I disagree on that one. I think you can go pretty John Wick in multiplayer with the pistols in Warzone 2, actually.
I would have to disagree, but I think pistols in Cold War are definitely more powered.
Yeah.
Than Warzone.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Okay.
One thing's for sure, though. I'm definitely glad that COD is kind of back to being a big thing here.
Yeah.
Nobody was really playing COD for the Black Ops 3 and 4.
No.
It really died down, especially after Advanced Warfare and Ghosts. And thankfully, Modern Warfare revived the franchise a little bit, and especially Warzone.
Oh, Warzone changed everything.
What a pickup for Call of Duty.
Dude,
right there.
everything.
And that's something that really excites me about this new Cold War game.
Okay.
Is that I was worried they were going to port everything over to the Treyarch engine.
Okay.
And we're going to get
immediately.
That movement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And or that there would be an Infinity Ward Warzone and a Treyarch Warzone. Thankfully, they're keeping everything in the Infinity Ward Warzone, so we don't have to worry about them giving us PS3 graphics and 30 FPS performance.
Now, they are going to change Warzone eventually to match Cold War, though, right?
the news that I've seen, I think so far,
Okay.
they say that they're gonna probably do a new map.
Oh.
They're porting over all the guns and attachments and perks and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Or not perks. That's silly.
Just the guns.
I think actually perks too. Yeah, that would make sense because you can get perks in Warzone. So they're gonna port all that stuff over to Warzone using the Infinity Ward engine. So you're going to be using, like, you know, if you use the XM4 in Cold War and you want to go use it in Warzone, that's a kind of a different gun. I don't know if you're going to be able to perfectly match how it performs in Cold War.
Huh. A new map. I'm down for a new map. There hasn't been a lot of map changes in Verdansk. Not a lot of differences. I mean, they added the subway.
That was a big woof.
I thought it was going to be a big deal, and it just sucked.
Yeah, the 2 times I've ridden the subway, I've gone into the gas and died. or I ended up somewhere where 14 players were fighting and immediately got killed. So
yeah, the subway wasn't as big as a deal as I thought it would. And the train, they added the train, which does nothing.
I don't know why everyone was so amped for that. I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, I guess. Yeah. It's cool when you kill someone on the train. Nothing else, really.
No. But on your point of Warzone and Call of Duty being back, which it really is, Warzone, I mean, the big battle royales before Warzone were what? Apex and Fortnite?
Yep.
Yeah. And then Warzone came along and just blew it out of the water. I think Fortnite's fallen out of grace in a lot of ways.
It's a terrible game.
I thought it was an interesting game, but in the end, a lot of their updates were very questionable. They became more about adding cosmetics than adding good gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tends to be a big trend in the gaming industry, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, they can get you to spend $2 on a skin, plus your 60, or if they're free to play, $2 on a skin, everybody buys it. Yeah, there's your however much money, and do that over and over again. Yeah,
the gaming industry just seems to do that a lot, though. They neglect the gameplay, and that's how you have the dying years of COD.
You think that was gameplay neglect?
Yeah, I think so.
So what do you think they were focusing on then?
I'm not really sure. Not gameplay.
I don't know. I think they're trying to change it up.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually, because they did go to the jetpack stuff. And all
that. And then no one liked Advanced Warfare. Oh, well, I'm going to say this. I liked Advanced Warfare, but critically, Advanced Warfare wasn't well received at all. No, not at all.
Not at all.
And then they went back to Boots on the Ground and Ghost. That wasn't well received at all. No. And then they went back to jetpacks, Black Ops 4. Very meh. Mm-hmm. Very meh. And then what was after Black Ops 4? Was it Modern Warfare?
I don't even remember.
I don't either.
Yeah, I think it was Modern Warfare.
I think it was too. Yeah.
No, it was called World War II.
Never played it.
Yeah, we left that game out. That one was all right.
Was it? I
think that one was very well received after maybe a year of the game's life cycle.
Yeah.
Sadly, after the game's life cycle is over,
right,
they had fixed a lot of things and made it a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't mind.
We forgot about World War. That game was so passable, I think. It didn't make any impressions. It didn't do anything different. They were like, we need to make something just basic, and they did it.
Yeah, multiplayer was fun, but yeah, it was very, I don't know, some things just seemed thrown together. Like the skins for World War II game. I was like, what is this thing? Like, seriously, what are you doing in here? Get out of here.
Oh my God. Well, God, I'm excited to see what they do for Cold War. I want them to make a few changes. For example, I think the first nerf we're going to see is snipers. Easy. I think with the next buff we're going to see, I'm going to call it right now and say SMGs. We're going to see an SMG buff and a sniper nerf.
SMG buff?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think, if anything, they are going to nerf snipers.
Yes.
Oh, please, that'll be the day. Lord,
I give it
Lord have mercy.
I give it 2 days, honestly.
Yeah, I got murked by snipers like 50 times today. So I'm really hoping for that. SMGs, though, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but the meta right now seems to be the MP5.
When is the MP5 in a game and it's not the meta? When is the MP5 in a game and it's not the meta?
This is actually hilarious that you bring this up, because just today I commented on, I don't know if you know who Marley 13 is.
I don't know.
He's a Scottish YouTuber. He makes really fun videos. Does like challenges, like be the hardest camper in Warzone I could possibly be. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he made an MP5 video.
Yeah.
And I commented like, what is it about the COD developers and not being able to make a balanced MP5? But here's the thing. People in the comments, I mean, a lot of people upvoted that, but a lot of people also commented and were like, it was pretty meh in Black Ops 1. It wasn't good in Modern Warfare 3. It was garbage. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I think it's just that the MP5s that are dominant, like, are really dominant. Like, you know, the Modern Warfare 1, obviously, everyone's using it. We remember the original Modern Warfare's MP5.
The Black Ops MP5? Original Black Ops MP5,
I guess that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. And, like, I noticed, too, like, the M16, like, how many games have I played where the M16 is the meta? I don't know. A lot of them. Or the M16 or M4 is the meta.
Oh, it's one or the other. Yeah.
Which I don't mind, because I think that's kind of cool, seeing a lot of guys running around with those guns. It looks a little more normal.
You're right, though. I mean, every game, just about that they're in, it's like they're never the bad gun, ever.
Yeah, there must be something going on there, something interesting. I don't know. Yeah, every game, even like Battlefield, M4 was pretty good, and M16 was the meta.
Yeah.
That's another franchise to talk about. You know,
Battlefield?
I think that there's going to be a revival there.
Dude.
Are you a Battlefield guy at all?
I played Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 or 4, like way back in the day. And maybe not Battlefield 4, because that came out recently, right?
Battlefield 4 came out, what year was that? That was a pretty long time ago.
Was it? It was probably...
Like 2014, maybe.
I think. Battlefield 4 then. Yeah, I played Battlefield 4 for a little bit. And it just wasn't my favorite. But you actually love that franchise.
I've got hundreds and hundreds of hours on Battlefield. Older Battlefields, though. I started out really strong on Battlefield and Battlefield 3 because I saw the trailers. And I don't know if you remember the trailers. They were pretty mind-blowing.
They were badass. Yeah, they were badass game trailers, yeah.
The graphics, you could see the helicopters. You hear your pilot in the aircraft, like, making comms, like, enemy lock-in and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is mind-blowing. Have to get this.
Well, especially for Battlefield, before BR, before there was Battle Royales and you had 100 people in a match, there was Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I played 12v12 on console on PS3 back in the day on Battlefield 3, and that was the most intense. Like,
and that was mind-blowing back in the day. Yeah.
Content I'd ever seen, because you can get into moments where there's 12 enemies in front of you.
Yeah.
So, and they balanced it properly from PC. You know, like they shortened the maps a little bit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got my PS4, played Battlefield 4. Didn't play that one as much. Battlefield 3 I was really into. I had a platoon with 100 guys on a Battle Log. That was the website.
Oh, platoon?
Yeah, all of us, like 2.5 to 3 KDs. We would do clan battles on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Battlefield 4 was fun. I wasn't really playing any games really during Battlefield 1, but I played a lot of the vehicles in that game for a while.
Is Battlefield 1 the World War? That's the World War 1 they did, where the lady with the amputee arm or leg or something was in the trailer?
In there, that's Battlefield 5.
Okay, continue.
Battlefield 1, though, was a great game, and I thought that was a really bold decision on DICE's part to do a World War 1 game. Like, what kind of AAA dev is doing something like that these days? Nobody. So that ended up being a lot of fun. I loved the planes and the tanks and that. Then Battlefield 5 came out, and yeah, as you mentioned, the amputee woman in World War II.
In World War,
had, like, purple hair or something, and everyone on the trailer was like, that's not World War II. Like, what are you guys trying to play here? And I think it was like the EA CEO just told everybody, like, if you have a problem with us diversifying or something like that, use some sort of PC term like that, then don't buy our game. So
no one did.
I don't have a problem diversifying. Like, I think it's cool that developers are putting like female operators in games, because it's true that, like, maybe the girl gamers want to play as a girl.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no.
That's fine with me.
I don't want to play as a dude again, I'm a dude.
Yeah, let's not make it so flamboyant though, like with amputated arms, or robotic arms rather, and purple hair.
I can see the historical argument there. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we can reach a fine balance there.
Yeah.
They missed the mark. But Battlefield 6 is supposed to be something. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of hype on it right now. We haven't seen a trailer or anything. DICE released a new engine trailer showing off, a modern building exploding, and it looks ridiculous. How good it looks. Like, you thought Battlefield 4 looked good. Way better than that. They showed some faces, and you're like, that looks like real life. Actually, this time it actually looks like real life. So, I don't know. There might be a bit of a revival there.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like the revival of games right now is pretty. This is the time to do it. New consoles coming out. New consoles, new graphics cards, coronavirus. Everybody's at home playing games. Yep. And a lot of games have done it. Call of Duty did it. On the Switch, Legend of Zelda did it. And games like Battlefield are looking. I think a lot of people are looking for something new to revitalize franchises, just because everyone's waiting for it. We want something new.
Yeah, I think we were definitely missing the Battlefield niche during Battlefield 5 because no one played it, which is a damn shame. Like, I'm sure it was a fun game. DICE games always are. And yeah, I feel like maybe BRs are getting a little bit played out at this point. Maybe we want to go back to
multiplayer.
Yeah, some multiplayer. And I was having a lot of fun playing multiplayer today.
Yeah.
So, but I want you to buy Battlefield 6 because I think it's going to be good. I got my hopes up.
I'm going to have to watch I haven't even seen the trailer for it.
There's no trailer yet.
No, it hasn't dropped yet?
Yeah, so make sure you watch the trailer, all right? I think maybe playing with a squad, like playing with all your boys, against, 100 opponents or something like that. That's what the league says, possibly 200 players.
That would be insane.
Yeah, which that's an interesting thing, too. That comes with, like, pros and cons.
Right.
Because obviously if you're getting pub stomped, you're now getting pub stomped by 100 guys instead of 32. Mm-hmm. Who knows how that's going to work. And maybe Battlefield will try another BR as well. I don't know if you knew about Firestorm.
No.
That was in Battlefield 5. Major failure. That was in Battlefield 1.
Oh, no. Was that the one where you had to, like, rob a bank or something?
No, that's Battlefield Hardline.
Okay.
That was like a little inter-year game.
Side project kind of thing? Yeah.
I heard it was fun. I didn't play it.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe they'll do a BR, and they have not struck a chord with the BRs yet because nobody liked Firestorm. There's probably like 50 players on there right now.
Well, EA owns Battlefield, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can see that then. They have Apex. They don't want to pull players out of Apex.
I don't know. They've tried to make some competition with Apex. They by making Firestorm, I'm sure they thought that was going to be a hit.
When did they make it? I've never heard of it.
I guess the way I look at it is they don't look at it as competition as much. Because, if they have a good BR in the next Battlefield game, the Apex players might also buy that game. And if they decide they don't like it, then they just go back to Apex. But you have however many millions of people that just bought the new Battlefield.
That's true.
I don't know how the marketing works like that.
How maintaining customers and then returning customers and all that junk. Yeah. Okay. Do you think it's going to release this coming year, 2021?
That's what they say, I think.
Okay. When was the last Battlefield?
Like holiday 2021. Again, it's Battlefield 5, and I paid no attention to it. I think that was like 2 years ago it came out.
That's actually a really long time for that franchise. That's a big gap.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really appreciate Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I'm sure you've seen the comments. They just kind of throw us the same junk every year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times. I'm not saying they did that with Modern Warfare. I think they really took some good steps there.
They zoned it in, yeah.
Yeah. And also they got new development teams working on it. Like, Warzone is actually made more by Raven Software, from my understanding, than Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
Which is a good move. So that they can actually do that year-to-year cycle, But that's one of the things about DICE. Like, they really are deliberate and methodical and take their time making their games. And it shows. Like, Battlefield 3, I could still play that right now, and it would feel like a shooter that released yesterday. Mm-hmm. It's pretty crazy. That
is one thing that Battlefield nailed. I would say around the time of Battlefield 3, there were shooters. Shooters were the game. Everything was a shooter. Mm-hmm. But no shooter felt like Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Larger scale, bigger opponents, better spawn, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just remember games like sitting in a tank, just running around the map, getting 100 kills and 0 deaths. Where else am I going to do that? That's insane.
Well, having vehicles in a shooter, too, was a big deal then, and no one else had vehicles at that time.
Yeah, what a blast. Yeah. And no one's done it well.
No. Like vehicles is hard, yeah.
That's interesting, too, because Call of Duty kind of tried to do something there with Ground War. Did you ever play Ground War?
Oh, yeah. And then it just fell flat.
What is that? The vehicles feel horrible. They do have the kill streaks going for them.
Right.
That feels very good.
Right.
Getting in a gunship and shooting at 100 people. That's
Which
fun.
is a distinct Call of Duty thing, yeah.
Yeah. but like tanks and stuff, it was trash.
Yeah.
It was trash.
And
no destruction. Come on.
I was about to mention the destructibility. Yeah.
Come on, man. It's 2020. DICE was out here in Battlefield Bad Company 1 with destruction. You know, like, come on. It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
That's a good point. Battlefield 6. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. But that's also, do we want to see destruction in Call of Duty? I don't know. I think it's kind of at its
Call of Duty is so 3 lanes and all that. It would be very different. I can see destruction in a Warzone type environment.
That's what I think too. I think that would be a blast.
But not in a multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah, rolling up on a team camping in a house and you just grenade launch the outside and
blow up the wall.
Yeah,
that would be nuts.
That would be pretty fun, I think.
That would be insane, yeah.
Which again, like that's something Battlefield could do with VR next year.
Yeah.
If they really want to make it a blast. It's supposed to be a modern shooter too. So that's a lot of competition for Call of Duty.
That is.
What do you let's get back to Cold War. What do you think about the time period?
That's another
thoughts on this?
I think that I really do think that Treyarch went back to, all right, when's the last time we did a good job? No, I do. I feel like it was like, when's the last time we did a good job? Okay, Black Ops 2. Shit, that's in the future. No one likes the future. So then they went Black Ops, Vietnam. Well, what can we do after Vietnam? Cold War. Boom, we're doing Cold War.
Yeah.
So I feel like the time period has been done a lot. There's a lot. I mean, to go conspiracy theory kind of storytelling. I haven't played the campaign yet, but the original Black Ops kind of conspiracy theory storytelling, mind control, all that good Soviet stuff, Soviet America. If you want to tell a story like that, it's a good time period for it. But it's a little overdone at this point, in my opinion.
Okay. I think I feel a little different. I don't think it's too overdone because they only did the other one Black Ops game, right, during the Cold War.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 is obviously, like you said, kind of in the near future, which I thought was a really good area. Just the close future. No one wants jetpacks and stuff.
Yeah.
But 2025, that's cool, futuristic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What I like about this time period is that you can kind of fight anywhere, which is something that we can look forward to for Warzone. Like,
it could be based on any country.
Who knows where the map's going to be. And they also have a lot of play there. Like, they could do multiple maps, one in Vietnam or something, tree speaking Vietnamese. Another
in Russia. Russia would be a cool map.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna make that work.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
they could throw some curveballs, Whereas that's a really good point. I never thought about it that way. Whereas different time periods you're kind of stuck into a region.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see a Russia Warzone map. I think that'd be really cool.
I mean, Verdansk kind of is, isn't it?
I guess so, yeah.
A little bit. Are you shooting for more of a Latin America, kind of Cuba? Yeah, I think that would be very fun.
Yeah.
There's some playroom there. You could go, obviously, in the colorful pastel buildings that they got in Cuba and go out into the jungle or something. Who knows? Could be a good time.
Huh. Well, I think that is going to wrap us up for this podcast episode. We're coming up on 30 minutes. I want to thank Luke for being here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We're going to be playing more of Warzone and maybe more this coming week on my thoughts on the game as well. So this is it for this week. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking it out. If you made it this far, as always, I'll see you next week. You all have a great one. Thanks for listening, everybody. That wraps up the Streetcast podcast of the week. This is something I do for fun, and I hope you had fun listening. If you'd like to connect or even provide some feedback about the show, please check out the YouTube channel. I'm_digit, India Mike _digit. Shoot us a comment, and I promise you there will be a response. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you back here on Sunday.